in front of you, you have got a copy of this. In front of you, you've got a copy of this, okay? Now, what we've just noticed that's showing you some of the errors already are the red wiggly lines, okay? So, but you've got to know why there's a red wiggly line underneath. So all very well saying that's why there's a red wiggly line. But what is it? Okay, because that, I can tell you, isn't spelt wrong. So why is that got a red, why has England got a red wiggly line underneath it on the board?
Because it needs a capital.
Because it needs a capital letter. Why does it need a capital letter? Because it is a proper noun. It's the name of something. So I'm hoping I have done my board so I can write. So England needs a capital letter. I should have done a colour, shouldn't I, really? So on yours, in front of you, you need to do a capital letter. Right, what else can we notice?
British.
British, what, that also?
Needs a capital letter.
Yeah. And then there's another one here, isn't there? Because they're all the name, they're all proper nouns. Right. What else? There's another wiggly line. So the Battle of Britain is one of the most important events that happened in World War II. It was between Germany and England, and it happened in the skies above Britain, and the British RAF held off the German Air Force, which was called the Luftwaffe.
It's a really, really long sentence.
It is, and what I felt like I was saying a certain word quite a lot of times.
And.
I felt like I said "and" quite a few times. We've got Germany and England, and it happened in the skies above Britain, and the British RAF held, which is spelled wrong, we don't need the A, off the German Air Force, which was called the Luftwaffe. Luftwaffe, I don't know, I'll check Mrs. Baxter.
The Luftwaffe.
The Luftwaffe.
Yeah. Where the...
Now, how we're doing this sentence?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Where the second and
Yep.
is, you can have a semicolon. And then where the third one is, you can also have a semicolon.
Okay, so you think we can have semicolons. What do semicolons do? Semicolons are...
It's stronger than a comma, but not as strong as a...
Good girl, well done. So we think we can put semicolons here. And so I don't need that one, that was going... Now, my only thing is here, is that when we use semicolons like that, that's normally in what type of sentence? In a... I'd say in a list.
Yeah.
Normally semicolons, let's see if it makes sense. It's a really good try, a really good thing. It was between Germany and England. It happened in the skies above Britain. The British RAF held off the German Air Force, which was... I'm not sure it still is quite right. Really, really good try though. Really, really good try. Do we need to get rid of both ands? Could we keep one of the and?
I think you need to get rid of the one just after England, but then keep the other one in between Britain and the...
Okay, so what would you put after England then? Leave the semicolon there, or do you think you need something different?
Comma.
Comma?
No, full stop.
Full stop? What do we think?
Yeah.
A colon?
Yeah.
Would a colon work there?
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm going to change that to a colon. Let's have a look. It was between Germany and England. It happened in the skies above Britain.
Yeah.
Should we do a full stop there?
Yeah.
Here. And then start this. The British RAF held off the German Air Force, which was called the Luftwaffe. Yeah? Yeah? You don't have to do the same as me, you might have different ideas. Okay, because Hitler has successfully conquered much of Europe, what can you tell me about that? Because Hitler has successfully conquered much of Europe, that's a sentence. Does that sound like a sentence?
Yeah.
What? Because Hitler has successfully conquered much of Europe...
No.
What? There seems like there needs to be something else, doesn't there, at the end of it?
Yeah. Would you get rid of the because at the front?
Now, you can use because at front, because what is because? It is a what? A white person.
Yes.
It's a subordinate conjunction. Remember, when you have a subordinate clause, you can put the subordinate clause at the beginning of the sentence. But remember, what is a subordinate clause?
But.
Yes, but what in terms of the sentence, does it stand on its own? What's the difference between subordinate and coordinate? So coordinate are fanboys. So think of and. Your basic coordinate is and. It was hot and sunny and I had an ice cream. I could take the and out and both those sentences would stand on their own. They're both main clauses. Remember, subordinate is a subordinate clause. It's not. It doesn't stand on its own. Okay, it needs to be attached to a main clause. Okay, so that is subordination. That is a subordinate clause, but it can't be a sentence. It's a subordinate clause. It needs to be attached to another part of the sentence, to the main clause of the sentence.
Would you add a colour of the Europe, not a full stop?
Full stop. Because Hitler had successfully conquered much of Europe, he wanted to invade England from the skies and then complete the operation named Operation Sea Lion by raiding the country from the sea. I think that makes sense now. Yeah. But you definitely need the comma after the subordinate clause. Okay, so we're going to stop there because you guys at home are going to be commenting underneath this on Seesaw and then doing your own version of levelling up for us all to look at.